What's up, guys? It's Dustin back with a video. I wanted to come on and say a few things. We lost somebody this past week who's been a part of my musical journey um, from pretty early on. I discovered his music when I was in high school. Um, of course, if you clicked on this video, you know I'm talking about Raul Malo of the Mavericks, who unfortunately had to leave us this past Monday night. Um, if you followed Raul's journey through this at all, he's been battling cancer for the past couple of years. Um, Still playing and performing with the Mavericks through the beginning of that journey. But his health did take a turn for the worse a few months ago. And unfortunately, they canceled all their shows. The band did have two nights scheduled at the Ryman Auditorium in Nashville. Those concerts ended up turning into tribute shows with the Mavericks minus Raul performing with various people doing the lead vocals. And I haven't seen a whole lot from that, but I really want to check it out. The Mavericks are an amazing band. If you're not familiar with their music, they started out very much as a country band. A lot of the early material has very traditional kind of country sound. But from the very beginning, it's been infused with various other types of music um, forms that would come more prominent in their sound as the years went on. But it was their second album, What a Crying Shame, that this is where I discovered them. A lot of people discovered them. This album came out in 1994. It was their second album on a major label. And these guys they just looked so fucking cool. Look at them, looking all dapper. They always looked cool. Raul's voice was the anchor for this band. It was just this amazing, smooth, soulful, soul-stirring baritone that was a cross between Roy Orbison and Elvis, and he could sing these super emotional ballads, and then these super lively, energetic, rocking. There was an element of rockabilly, and there was this element of Cuban music, country music, Tex-Mex, swing, just everything. These guys were just genre defying, boundary breaking, all over the place. But before all that, they made this, which is a pretty traditional sounding country record for the most part. There were some huge hits from this album. There Goes My Heart, the title track, What a Crying Shame. There's a great cover of All That Heaven Will Allow, a song from Bruce Springsteen's Tunnel of Love album. The song Oh What a Thrill, another big single off this album. And this really put them on the map. The follow-up to this, which I think I have a lot of physical copies of theirs, which I'm glad of. Yeah, this was the follow-up, Music for All Occasions. This features All You Ever Do Is Bring Me Down, which again starts introducing these different flavors with accordion player Flaco Jimenez playing on this. And this album also features the song Here Comes the Rain, another big hit for them. Again, the majority of this album really definitely rooted in country music, as a lot of their material was in the early days. As I said, as time went on, and I feel especially with this release, Trampoline, this is a phenomenal album. Dance the Night Away, which is a huge hit, basically a ska song, one of the many other flavors that peppered their music over the years. Someone Should Tell Her, I've Got This Feeling, amazingly just powerful vocal performance on that with these gorgeous strings. And then you look at track 10, Melbourne Mambo, which is this almost like calypso sounding instrumental that it almost feels like something that would be on like a Jimmy Buffett record or something. But this record was I feel like this is where things really started to I don't want to use the term get interesting to imply that their prior stuff wasn't, because these are both phenomenal records. If you haven't heard these, give these a listen. What a Crying Shame, music for all occasions. But I feel like with Trampoline, things really started to turn. Dolores is another great song on here. It's got this old, sounds like he's singing through this old, it just has like this 1930s feel to it, and it's so cool. And if you can see the guys, once again, they always look super cool. Of course, Raul, Malo, Nick, can't remember the name of the guitarist on this. Their lineup did change over the years. There were some people who came and went, specifically talking about bassist Robert Reynolds. But the band was always anchored by Raul Malo and drummer Paul Deacon, who were, these guys started off in little tiny bars in Miami, Florida. But they would go on a couple hiatuses over the years. They would come back really strong with albums like In Time, which features one of my favorite Maverick songs, Come Unto Me. This album is kind of their comeback album, I guess, if you want to call it. Phenomenal record. Mono, another great record, features the song Summertime, another ska song, which great music video for that. It has their piano player, keyboardist, and the whole video is just him dancing on a cruise ship. It's great. It's such a fun, lively. There he is dancing on the inside of the album. See? This dude is just always having fun. And yeah, so there's those. Not most recently, but they did release this record. This came from 2020, the year. This record is called En Español, and it has the proud honor of being the only album to ever debut at #1 on the Americana and the Latin chart. Correct me on that. En Español, a totally Spanish album from a band whose roots lie in country music. And you can see again Flaco Jimenez coming back for this one. And most recently, The Moon and Stars, released in 2024. This will probably, unfortunately, be Raul's final album. But what a talent, man. What just a beautiful voice, a beautiful musician. He also has a phenomenal solo album. He has many solo albums, actually. I have a couple of them here. Saints and Sinners, always looking cool. And Lucky One. These are just a couple of them. Check out the song Moonlight Kiss from this album if you haven't heard it. But yeah, what just an incredible talent. Oh, I was going to say, he has an instrumental solo record because in addition to his amazing voice, Raul was a really great guitar player. And if you get a chance, check out his album called Say Less. It's really good. I just wanted to come on and talk about the Mavericks for a little bit because they're not a band. I don't really talk about country music a lot on this channel, and they're not even country music anymore. They were in the early 90s, but they definitely just evolved into something totally their own. But I wanted to come on and just say a few words about Raul because I absolutely love the guy. I think he's just a class act, a phenomenal musician, and just always look forward to hearing what he came out with next, and love the Mavericks and loved his solo stuff. So definitely a big loss, man. It fucking sucks. At only 60 years old too, was a young guy. But yeah, man, rest in peace. Raul Malo, one of a kind, man. Absolutely class act. As a life well lived, and just well done, man. Condolences to his wife, his sons, and to his bandmates. But yeah, Raul Malo, rest in peace, brother. We love you.